Hello, my name's Kim Minkus, and I am the author of Tuft. Well, certainly within Vancouver, there is a tradition of writing about a place. I think that probably began with Dorothy Livesay and her documentaries, Daphne Marlett's Steveston. Daphne Marlett was also directly influenced by Charles Olson's Maximus works. Meredith Quartermain, Lisa Robertson. Meredith Quartermain actually took a workshop with Lisa Robertson that was called, I think, Walking the City or something like that. And then I subsequently took a workshop with Meredith, and again, traveling the city, writing about the city. So certainly I come out of that genealogy of writing about the city, and I think I'm certainly strongly influenced by those women. Where I fit directly into that, I'm not quite sure. That might be for somebody else to say, but certainly I come out of that tradition. Tuft is very much located in the local. There are some of my poems, for example, industry. I actually traveled through 9 industrial sections of the city and made notes. I was traveling on my bike. Actually, the first poem in the book, which is called Bird, came out of a few things. I read an essay in a collection called Vancouver Matters, and that was talking about Vancouver as a boutique city, about a very constructed, pretty place, and also manufactured in a sense or designed in a sense for an elite part of society that would want to come and live in this beautiful, perfect little paradise, right? And of course, as part of that whole thing is this idea of living environmentally, growing things, but again, in such a way that it's for an elite of some kind. So again, a green, beautiful, sparkly gem that this elite can come and live in. So that's the idea that began that particular poem. And I just pushed that a bit further, thinking, okay, well, who is this elite, and what would my city look like if it was this boutique and all green, and I could fly over it instead of walk through it. So Chaucer's House of Fame, where he is snatched up by this eagle and is taken away, that's where I got this idea of a bird lifting me up and carrying me through this elite, this boutique, beautiful city, but there's no meat, just delicious green things to eat. I think that sort of tension between, an elite of some kind and the realities of the city, such as the downtown east side, obviously that's not going to fit into somebody's idea of a boutique city. I don't really see them as separate. I actually see them together. Maybe this is more so in Vancouver, but the natural world is very present. I think it's present in any urban center, any urban place. We maybe don't pay as much attention to it as we should at times, but I think there's a very close relationship to the natural world within any urban center. All you have to do is look or stay awake very late at night. And in Vancouver, you can listen to coyotes. You can, fight with the raccoons that walk through your yard. so much bird life, so much growing, so many bugs that you can crawl down and look at. Anyone that has children certainly knows that that close-up that you get to nature that sometimes you forget about, right, as you grow older. But I see the urban and the natural just flowing through each other. A nonet is not a sonnet. It's, you know, it sort of plays off that, and of course it's in, all the pieces are in nine lines, so I called it a nonet for that reason. Also because I've never written a sonnet before, and I encountered this work by Edward Byrne called The Sonnets of Louise Labbe, and I heard him read from it, and it just sort of knocked me off my feet. And I took his book, and I sat there for 24 hours, and I wrote 24 nonnets in 24 hours. So for me, it was very much a sense of play. I wanted to really play with something, and because those poems spoke to me, just whenever anything knocks me off my feet, I become very interested in it. So that's how I wrote the nonnets. I think I see cities and I see large buildings as machines, you know. And again, maybe my mind just leaps into the future, but I see these buildings and they're such huge machines, and all you have to do is go into the bottom of any of these buildings and see what it takes to make them run. And I'm very aware of the amount of energy, electricity, it takes to run those machines. So when I walk through a city, and when I walk through a city like Vancouver, I see buildings, but I also see machines. Very, very probably inefficient machines in terms of energy. So, you know, there's this idea of condensed living and, you know, building towers so we can really jam people in to a small space. But on the other hand, we create these machines for people to live in that are very, very inefficient in terms of how they use energy and how they can sustain, I think, through time. Take a ride through the machine of my city. Each tower machine waits for its moment. Tension arches bleed and balance. The junk particulate collapses. Machines hit scattered power, a similar power tuning our skin, wanting a machine that is ours and ours only. This diffraction of machine, passing by a hair, wanting nothing from you, willing and pushing the machine out of its straight course and its disturbances through the surfaces that now record and the forces that drive ownership. Machine buildings arrive at the surface, structures sucking up ether, shockwave after shockwave. On the other hand, this is what a building sounds like. Tungsten feelers grinding behind walls. That rarefied phase, the compressional wave held until we are all comfortable with our inhabited machine. Ask in any other way than by assuming that machines, like little magnets, have sides or poles. Their stunt steel curls at our boots. Their layers peel up, yet retain a radiance. Affected by our polarized actions, lines straight up are our possibility. Waves go around corners, so waves are discarded. I am relating the falling off, huddling in our machines, living here at the end of decadence. Cold junction metal stirs the wallets, neither vector nor gamer nor producer, posing on our verandas, playing on our swings. This is what a machine looks like. If you sing inside this machine, you will sound sweet. If you tell a lie, no one will hear it. The splendor of neglect is a thin film on the other side. This is attributed to the passage through the machine. You want my machine droning along inside this city where iron and glass attract. Remember to pull the horror switches. Buckle yard collisions, applying machine action at a distance. In this architect's plunder, rank falls away. Centuries of definitions make no difference. The nature of machines display a lack, mysterious effects, conversations of change, where the specters guard us. No matter, the sun leaks out areas of concrete, no moments. Do not circulate between the machines, confined in their alignment. Machine theory travels across empty space or bumps into others. From these interactions come infinity. The form of the fact, production, distribution, repair, auction houses, tamed vapor, burnt orange taxis, fixed high-speed agriculture, instead of one warehouse artist, metalworkers. Our gardeners are gods of war, however, continue. In the small commune, cabbage in February, previous potatoes, then different harvests, then harvests of bolts grown on the spot, from the frost of spring and green peas, the beach of fields, now all sea gardens covered. Random middles live in our cities between difficult and capital. Over that system as a whole, the best middles revert to agriculture, attempt to make a sketch that governs the angle and the purpose in our being present under the names of rural industries, characteristics as power, domestic trade, and of pretty trade, but in their life, in their struggles, their failures and achievements, and so on. Back to isolated homespinning and the pauperization of all workers, the crash of industries, of our present imperfect, questions of increase, necessary elements in the cheapness of those produced by factory, influences of the accumulations, say small, as in unwisely. All strange industries improve the raft machine, knowledge of handicraft, physical labors of the brain. We resist combinations of these. That means the maintenance, the being present, that sad unconsciousness. Isolated individuals, we are verb reflected and practical, excelling on the opposition, an extensive general understanding, partly under glass, ensuring for always thumbs up, high five, take a picture, jingo, we humans.